You got any questions right now, Carson?
Yeah, so let's get the elephant in the room addressed. So the number one question in multiple forms and varieties and everything is you and Terence Crawford. People want to know why you haven't initiated the mandatory status, what's going on. The rumor is $1 million. Would you take $1 million? So I think just an update on that situation from you might be helpful.
Not taking $1 million.
Okay, fair enough.
I did the best I could to send a message to Bob Arum, and I also know people who know Bob, and I told them, tell Mr. Arum, I don't mean any disrespect, and I know that he doesn't. You're gonna lowball me, and don't do it. If you feel that that's the way you get out of fighting me, that's weak. Don't do it. However, if you want to make the fight happen, don't lowball me. I'm worth more than $1 million. F $1 million. I'm gonna keep it as clean as possible, but I'm not fighting Terence Crawford for $1 million. This is going to be fight of the year or definitely a candidate for fight of the year. There's no doubt. I know who I am and I know what I can do. Beyond that, I spoke to my dad just on Wednesday and I said, hey, have you talked to AH? And he says, no, we haven't talked in a little bit. I says, have you thought about anything? As far as the mandatories are concerned, we don't know about activating these clauses that I've been seeing in the news. And he says, no, I don't know about that. Let me give him a call. So that was Wednesday. On Wednesday, I expressed to him my interest in only fighting one of 3 people next year, if not 2 or all 3. Those 3 being Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, and Errol Spence Jr.
And Keith Thurman for fun, maybe.
I specifically told him I don't want to fight Keith Thurman.
Fair enough. Never mind.
I specifically told him I don't want to fight Keith Thurman. I just feel like he's been out of the mix too long. And I think that, I'm going to be honest, I think that he will be looking for a money grab. At some point, he's going to get backed up and there's not going to be no one for him to fight because he's not worthy of fighting a champion, and he doesn't want to fight anybody like a Josecito Lopez or anybody like that that's not going to get him the money that he wants. And so he's right there in the middle of it all, where he's not there to fight anybody who's got a belt, that would be me, and not there to fight anyone who can't get him the money that he wants. And the only one who can get him the money that he wants would be me. And so I know at some point he's going to stop screaming Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. because they're not going to want to fight him. And then he's going to start trying to, come my way. And I've been down that road. That was 2016. It's 4 years later, and I've done nothing but continue to go up and progress. And I think that he has not done that. And I think that with that being said, this can't be the last door that you're knocking on because you feel like, it's the only one for you.
Honestly, as a boxing fan, Shawn, we would love to see that fight again. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a big time fight that everybody would love to see. Yeah. But I get where you're coming from also.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that. It was a big fight back in the day in 2016. And I think even now would be a big fight. There was a lot of questions.
Great styles.
Yeah. I'm just speaking to Keith. There was a lot of questions when he made his comeback to Josecito Lopez. And I guess we kind of saw Hose or whatever. He half prepared for the fight, but then we see him in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, and it's like, okay, Keith is still there. Keith can be relevant in the sport. He lost to Manny, but he lost to a legend, and we saw how he lost. He didn't lose, getting beat down. But you should have jumped back in the ring immediately. I know he had some injuries and things like that, but same thing goes for what I said about Errol Spence Jr. Coming off of that accident, I didn't want to be the first guy he got in the ring with. No secret that the fight would have played out a lot differently with him and I than it did with Danny and he. But I didn't want to be the first guy to get back in the ring with him. Now we see what he can do, and I think it's worthy of another great fight.
And for Keith, I think you mentioned I'm not sure the word you used, but something along the lines of not there to fight those top guys. I think resume-wise he is, and I think talent-wise he is. I think inactivity and maneuvering he's not, I think, to clarify. Like he has one loss. So it's not like he's out of the mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if you dance around it for too long, it's kind of what you're saying, that you can't just look for those top guys, and if you don't get them, then be like, oh, well, I'll fight Shawn Porter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And, I'm just, for myself, I feel like I'm beyond the rematch, and I'm looking for something better.
And speaking of being beyond, I know you don't like talk numbers, but offering you $1 million is disrespectful. When you pay Kell Brook $2 million, and Shawn, I ain't gonna throw all the numbers out there, but you made more than $1 million in the Earl fight, way more.
Yeah, and I know that even in expressing to my dad how much I would like a fight with Terence Crawford. If we just talk about the money, you fight Errol Spence Jr. because you know that everybody's gonna get done right. You know that everybody is gonna be, the share is gonna be what it's supposed to be. And there's no questions when you go Errol Spence Jr.'s way.
So in essence, you are, just to clarify for everyone wondering about Bud, you're 1,000%, if the money is right, ready to fight Bud.
We fight next year. He's fight if as long as the money's right. Yeah. Outside of that, I mean, what would I have to argue about? We're gonna fight right here in MGM, Vegas. We're not going anywhere else to fight.
We'll drive down the street for you.
Possibly have some fans. And even if there aren't any fans, I've been there, done that. I think the world needs it. Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now: hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.